DAB digital radio, and you can watch along on social media as well. We're on the Facebook page right now, and loads for us to cover this evening as we reflect on a super Saturday evening for Merlins Bridge Amateur Boxing Club with their home show at Withybush, a huge success. We'll bring you some of the results from the evening. We'll take you through the weekend's football and rugby stories from across Pembrokeshire, and we have one eye as well on Wales versus Belgium. I think there's a VAR check going on as I speak, so we'll keep an eye on the outcome of that one. And it is that time of the year where midway into October, the Pembrokeshire Indoor Cricket League is about to get going. So Patrick Hannon will join us for part 3 of the show to preview that. Let's crack on. Gordon Thomas, how are you?
I'm very good, Ben. I had a nice little weekend. I went to Kilgetty to watch them play against Penna, and then I popped to Carew where Hakin, the league leaders, were playing, and both were games were very entertaining while I watched them as well, to be fair.
Excellent stuff, and we'll go through some of those results. And don't forget, in the first hour of the show, Dan Metcalf always has a full roundup as well for us on Pure West Sport. Tom, evening to you.
A very good evening.
And yeah, just keeping one close eye on what's happening in the football. Yeah. Wales are 1-0 up. Joe Roden on the score sheet for Wales against Belgium. There is a VAR check going on for a penalty, and I actually think the penalty's been given against Wales.
It looks it.
It looks to me like it looks to me like.
I think it's an Ampadu handball. I think has happened, mate. And De Bruyne is stepping up to see if he can make it 1-1 past Darlow.
Yeah, penalty given.
What's the odds on him scoring then, Ben?
I think we backed De Bruyne, wouldn't we, from the penalty spot? But it's been a fast start to the game, though, hasn't it, for Wales? Because, going into it on the back of losing to England, this was a huge match for them.
I didn't catch that bit.
Going into it after the defeats against England, but we know that was just a warm-up game. This was the one that mattered, really. So to go 1-0 up so early was a fantastic start, and we all know about Joe Roden as well because his brother is a former Haverfordwest player. So I'll tell you what, we will just keep an eye. Are you a bit ahead of me?
Yeah, my phone gave me the ding. So De Bruyne is going to score this. If you
fortune teller Gordon.
And Gordon is quite right. So it's 1 apiece in Cardiff.
Inside information again, mate.
You're ahead of the curve as always, Gord. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that though because Wales will be going for a victory. There'll be some win if they could get that. Don't forget as well, Gord, your phone will be pinging all night if it's like the first game. That was 4-3, wasn't it?
But it's not quite right, is it?
No, it was a busy weekend. Pure West Radio, we were out and about. We were at Withybush with Merlins Bridge Amateur Boxing Club, of course. Last week, we had Garan Brockway on the show, and we had some brilliant comments scored to that interview. Graham was on great form, wasn't he, last Monday?
Yeah, he certainly was. And obviously, everybody, he's associated with boxing throughout Wales, never mind the county. And whenever he puts on a show, it's always a spectacular event. And Pure West was there. Toby was on the mic telling us who the boxers were. Our own Fraser Watson was there giving a speech praising Garan Brockway and his 50-odd years service to boxing. Incredible feat. So, yeah, it was a great night at the Pavilion in Withybush on Saturday evening and with some cracking bouts.
Yeah, I'll give you some of the results in just a sec. I think we can see the video actually of Fraser. I think it's on the Facebook page. Graham and Gill Brockway were honoured at the interval, 35 years running the club. And Graham, he spoke to us, didn't he, about it on the show last week, about all those years he's been involved. So amazing to see him recognised. Fraser spoke really well as well. And that longevity to be involved with a sports club is phenomenal, isn't it? And he deserved to be recognised for that on Saturday, Gord.
Oh, definitely. And I mean, you were here. You got a bit emotional when he spoke about the previous guy who ran the gym, Eddie Davis. I mean, Eddie was a huge character and an ex-Welsh champion himself who got the club in a very good state by the time he handed it over to Graham, and Graham has taken it to a far different level as well over the years. And it's a great story in it, and it's brilliant to see Graham doing so much for the community, not just in Haverfordwest but around the county. There's a lot of boxers go there, and he's got great advice. He's done it. He's had the T-shirt. What more can you say about Garan Brockway, because he epitomises boxing?
I think as well, it was a good night for home boxers as well. I think 8 of the 14 bouts were won by boxers from Merlins Bridge, which you talk about longevity, but also the standard of boxers they're producing, Gordon, just continues, doesn't it? He raises the bar, and there's some real talent coming out of that club.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, recent products have been Sean Bolger, who's represented Wales and fought in the British Championships, who's from St David's area. His dad was a very good rugby player, Sean. But yeah, you're quite right. I mean, looking back at Patrick Madonna, Charlene Jones, both who boxed at the Commonwealth Games as well. That's the sort of standard that Graham has produced over the years, and a host of international. The O'Sullivan boys are very heavily involved as well with Merlins Bridge. I mean, and they're very heavily involved with football at Goodwick as well. But yeah, they're a great family. Their uncles and dad, Toss and Daka, were both international boxers as well. So fine pedigree there as well.
And let me just give you the winners, the local winners as well from Merlins Bridge from the weekend. It'd be great to give them a mention. So Louis Taylor was the winner, beating Roman Thomas Hughes. Riley Edwards beat Shay Vaughan. Maddie Guy, who we heard from in the first hour of the show, beat Sky Houlihan in her bout. Wins as well for Miley Flynn over Elliot Burton. Adam Lawrence from Merlins Bridge over Joseph Hall as well. A couple of other close bouts and some mentions as well for some beaten boxers, but they would have played their part as well. Harvey Welton against Lewis Hanford. Merlins Bridge, Ocean Warden beaten by Gareg Paul. Jaden Bembo was beaten by Zach Robinson. And Alfie O'Sullivan, actually, in the second bout of the evening, lost to the St Clair's Amateur Boxing Club boxer Alex Darby. But a real good range of talent on show, so well done to everybody that took part. You can have a look back at the Pure West Radio Facebook page. We had some great coverage from the event. All the videos are on there, and you can look back at exactly what happened on Saturday. And well done to everyone from Merlins Bridge, from the Amateur Boxing Club, for putting that on. It sounded like an absolutely brilliant night. And Gordon, someone I know you follow local boxing closely, don't you? And you have done over the years as well. Yeah. Obviously, I've mentioned quite a few up-and-comers there who fought on Saturday, but who are some of your kind of favourite names that you've reported on, or some of the boxers that have come through? Because I remember interviewing Scott Gammer.
I was just going to mention that, mate. Just going to mention that. Obviously, Scott had a terrific journey becoming British champion, and he finally lost to Danny Williams, who had beaten Mike Tyson in the British Championship. I mean, those names are, that's the bar you're talking about. I mean, Scott Gammer was a great boxer, and he came through Pembroke Dock, and Graham was from Pembroke Dock himself. So, the Gammers have done very well. But Scott, that's the name that really I remember as reporting back in the day, that to get him to win a British heavyweight championship. And he did actually, I think he did win the belt in the second fight, and then he took on Danny Williams, who had a fearsome reputation, and he lost in the sports hall in Neath. I was there that day as well. Wow. He didn't disgrace himself. He boxed very well, but he was a big puncher, Danny Williams, to be fair. But Scott, he lasted about 6-7 rounds with him, to be fair, and that's no mean feat. He was at all. He's outstanding. And British heavyweight champion. That's some title to have from somebody from Pembrokeshire as well. Incredible.
Yeah, and he's such a big guy. Like I said, I remember interviewing him. He towered over me. He was about 6'4", 6'5". Yeah, massive guy. And that was probably about 2007. And you're right, he came onto the scene, didn't he? And it was exciting, his journey that he went on, and the people he fought. Gord as well, you've just mentioned. So yeah, some guy, and some of the boxers that are following in his footsteps, in really good company. Of course, we should say as well, from Cardigan, we're quite spoiled, aren't we, with the Croft twins now, Garan and Ioan, who are just phenomenal talents, and we've almost followed their progress a bit on this show, haven't we, over the last few years, as they've burst onto the scene, and they're really two special boxers, aren't they?
Oh, they are. I mean, they turned professional. They have very good amateur careers, and they both turned professional and are doing very well. And I expect them to win some decent titles along the way. The pair of them, they're exciting prospects, and we wish them all the best as well as their career will blossom. I know it will, definitely, because they've had a good. Their dad Guy is put a lot of time into them with their coaching, and they certainly got the pedigree to go far. As you know, they've won medals as well at the Commonwealth Games. It's going to be an interesting journey.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, places like the Merlins Bridge Amateur Boxing Club producing, future Ioan and Garan Crofts and future Scott Gammers. We may even have seen a couple of them on the bill on Saturday, Gold. Who knows?
Yeah, that would be great, wouldn't it? It can happen. That's the thing. That's Graham instills that as a coach. You can take it as far as you want. If you've got the talent, you can go very far. And they have to work very hard. If ever you get the opportunity to go and watch boxers training, I tell you what, I know you do your running and all that, but you get in the ring with those guys and see how hard it is. It's not for the faint-hearted. I can tell you that.
I've just found the picture of me and Scott Gammer. Actually, I don't know whether he's
in the ring.
I can hold it up to the camera.
Lovely,
the people that are watching. I'm standing up, and I'm still only just a fraction above him because he was a big unit back in the day. Yeah, he was some fighter. Excellent stuff. All right, well done to everyone there. And as I say, all the coverage from the weekend is on the Facebook page, so do have a look back at that. It was a really good night at Withy Bush. Tom, are you keeping an eye on what's happening in Cardiff?
Don't go winding us up, Ben.
I've got one eye on it.
Yeah.
What a finish is what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Good credit where it's due. First touch.
Yeah, so just Tom can't bring himself to say it, and neither can Gore, but Belgium have gone 2-1 up.
You can, mate. You can.
Yeah, it was a fast start as well, but Belgium are a decent side, so maybe.
The last game they played, was it 4-3?
I was going to say, maybe.
It was a high-scoring game in their previous encounter, so both sides are attacking.
They are.
It's going to be the next goal is very important. If Wales can, get an equaliser, that'd be great going into half time. But if Belgium get a third, that's going to make it's an uphill task then for Wales. But they have got some decent guys on the bench as well, Ben, to be fair.
I think as well, though, not only was it 4-3 that game, but I think Belgium went 3-0 up, didn't they, in that game in Brussels? Because Fraser was there, and it looked like it was.
That's right.
It was going to be a real rout.
3-3, didn't they? And then, but there we are.
They did. So there are two sides who will play on the front foot, and that is how Craig Bellamy wants Wales to play, isn't it, as well? And he said that at Wembley last week, that at 3-0 down, you keep playing and you keep trying to score, and I think that's what he will do with the Wales side. Great atmosphere in Cardiff by the sounds of it as well. So let's see how that goes. We will turn our attention, I think, to some local football in a few moments, and some rugby as well, before we talk to Patrick Hannon in part 3 of the show, because the indoor cricket season is all set to go. So Patrick's going to come on to tell us a bit more about that, but we'll have a look at what happened over the weekend, football and rugby wise, in just a few moments' time on Pure West Sport for a Monday evening.
Eaton-Evans and Morris Solicitors have